Hi, my name is Scott Campshafer, and I'm a clinical social worker here in Austin, Texas. And I want to talk to you today about the book and the related TED Talk video, Your Brain on Porn and the Great Porn Experiment, which I recently read and watched. And I've been helping men here in Austin, Texas deal with sex and porn addiction for a number of years. And one thing that continually strikes me is just how difficult and insidious a problem this is for a lot of men, but for women too. And it can be one of the most difficult things to deal with simply because of how pervasive the porn culture is and what a great deal of acceptance porn has in our current culture. And I'm not anti-porn, but I am very aware of the painful consequences and the difficult life consequences that it can cost people, from marriages to financial losses to all kinds of other mental health consequences that I see people suffer from when they come into my office. So what I did recently was I bought the book and watched the TED Talk video, Your Brain on Porn, and the TED Talk is The Great Porn Experiment, and I was really impressed by Gary Wilson's amount of just the wealth of information that he brings to bear on a relatively new phenomenon of internet porn. And we've had porn in our world for eons. It's just changed in the way it presents itself, but never have we have an electronicized, super highly easily accessed form of porn like we do these days. And one of the great points he makes is that this has changed the way our brains operate, to the extent that people have looked at internet porn and have become very dependent or addicted to it. And so some of the high points of the book that I wanted, and the video that I wanted to call attention to, were, as I just mentioned, the amount of research that he brings up on the topic. And he also does a good job of portraying a lot of the success stories of people who have gotten off of internet porn after being addicted to it for a lot of time and having dealt with a lot of suffering about it. So, and there's just a wealth of research that he brings to bear on this topic. He also does a good job of talking about how it affects brain functioning, particularly the plasticity of the brain as it adapts to and it develops these neural pathways that are highly sensitized to internet porn. He talks about the brain chemistry and how secretions of dopamine and opioids come into the mix, not unlike when we're drug addicted and under the influence of intoxicants and substances. So the brain behaves similarly to the way folks' brains behave when they're addicted to drugs. So this is something that we've had some inklings of or about for years, but never really had quite as good a grasp of exactly how it influences brain chemistry as we do these days. Now, there's some low points to the book, and one of the low points to the book is just all of the heartbreaking stories of individuals who have suffered because of internet porn addiction. That's really hard at times to read through in the book, not so much in the TED Talk video, which really talks more about the research studies and what they show. He does cite a tremendous amount of research, which is, if you're trying to follow all the research and keep abreast of it and aware of it, it can be a bit much to delve through. But I think the spirit of him citing all of these studies is really good. Some of the studies and the research that he cites doesn't pertain to internet porn and may have to do with a time before there may have been even the internet. So there's some lack of relevance to that. But one of the things that it does make clear is that if you do feel like you have a problem with internet porn and feel like you are addicted to internet porn, it's important to seek help for that. And that's one of the things that I am good with. I help men in particular who struggle with sex addiction, and I have a number of different ways of helping individuals who suffer from internet porn addiction and sex addiction in a larger sense. So if you live in Central Texas especially, I encourage you to call me at my office number, which is 512-374-0100, or look me up on the internet and you can send me an email at my email address, and I can talk with you and meet with you if it looks like it's a good thing, to find out if I can be a particular benefit to you with your struggles with sex addiction and or internet porn. But whatever you do, I encourage you to seek support of some kind, whether it's one of these no-fap forums that Dr. Wilson talks about in the book, or whether it's an actual group, either 12-step, other self-help, or group therapy that will help you to overcome any struggles you may have with internet porn addiction. So thank you so much for watching today. I wish you the best in your work and your efforts to become a better person, and especially as far as your mental health is concerned. So take care and be well. Bye-bye.